pandemic situation has brought a shift in the working model from work from office to work from home. So the leaders have got a greater responsibility and have to put in a lot of effort to engage their employees as well as to track the performance and maintain the overall productivity of the organization. To talk about the best practices of performance management during this COVID-19 scenario, we have with us today Nidhi Dhanju, the Chief People Officer at Enchanto, to share her experience. I warmly welcome you, Nidhi. And before we start off with the question, I would like request you to, introduce yourself and share a brief about your professional journey with our viewers.
Sure. Hi, Dipanita, and a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much. I'm currently heading HR for Enchanto. I come with about 20 years of experience in HR, with various facets of HR. I was with Thermax before this, and then also in Infosys. I have also worked in the US and studied in the US. So that's a little bit about myself. I love traveling and dancing. So that's a little bit about myself. Thank you.
So, the first thing that I would like to know from you is this pandemic situation has brought about a lot of changes in everyone's life, right? So it has brought a lot of changes in terms of the organization culture as well and the employees' performance. So how do you think this pandemic has impacted the employee performance in an organization?
So I would say, today employee performance is very closely associated with employee engagement, because if you look at the tenets of how we are working today, we are more distributed. People have gone back home. So one person is working from Uttarakhand, the other person is in Bihar, the third person is sitting in Maharashtra. The fourth person is in Singapore. So the distributed teams model is here, and even post-pandemic, it's here to stay. There is going to be a lot more distributed team model that's going to happen. If you see job postings today, they're talking about work from anywhere.
Right.
That's already starting happening. So one of the things that is going to impact the performance and how we look at the entire performance is how engaged employees are. When I talk about employee engagement, do they get up in the morning? They feel like getting dressed and being excited for work. Is there somebody talking to them throughout the day besides work? Is the manager checking on them how it's going? Because remember, there are no water cooler discussions that are happening. There are no informal chai sessions. There is no lunch breaks with colleagues and peers that's happening. So those aspects sort of become very, very important in the whole aspect of, performance and how performance is looked at in the current context. Because unless, we look at employee engagement as a piece, performance will not come, because engagement leads to drive leads to passion leads to grit. Right. So all of them are sort of connected, So one of the very, very important levers that, we were not talking so much about, we were always talking about employee engagement, but it becomes the heartland currently today.
Right.
And in the midst of everything that's going on. So I would say that becomes a foremost driver in employee performance today.
Right. Absolutely. The employee engagement, which was not talked about a lot in the previous time, right now it has become one of the most important aspects. So any, proactive measures which you would like to share, which the leaders can take to engage their employees in a better way?
There are many, and I mean, fortunately, unfortunately, of course, we are living in a virtual world. But one of the key factors of employee engagement, aside the Friday fun and getting to know, and those things are important. Right. Just wishing people on their birthdays and simple things like that, they are important. But one of the key factors in employee engagement is communication. How often are leaders connecting to employees to talk about where they are today, where do they see themselves 6 months from now, 12 months from now? how are managers communicating with employees? Because I was just, talking to a friend of mine, and she was saying that it could be very easily possible that actually there is no connection between the manager and an employee for maybe 2 or 3 or 5 days. I mean, that was not really happening when all of us were in office.
Right.
So how does even the manager ensure that there is consistent communication, there is consistent connect with the employee, there is a consistent review and mechanism feedback? Because being distant can be very easily as being not there. Everybody is trying to manage a lot of things today. The Indians are anxious with the second wave. The kids are sitting at home. This is summer vacation. Either ways, kids are sitting at home. There are parents trying to take juggle on multiple responsibilities all across the world. Actually, all this is happening. So the point I'm trying to make is how much communication, connectedness, how much real, true, genuine concern, empathy. I mean, all those things that, we always really talked about, but I mean, this is the test of the times to actually bring them and manifest them in behaviors.
Right.
Those are the things that are going to really make a difference on the whole impact. When we're talking about performance, we're talking about engagement, we are talking about employee life cycle. These things are really going to matter.
Right. Absolutely. So, Nidhi, as you mentioned, bringing about the human side to the employee engagement, like not only talking about the work, but also talking about, personal well-being, about the personal well-being. But so here, in terms of this, check-ins play a very important role. But, there must be a balance between overdoing it and not doing anything at all, right? So I would like to know how often, according to you, should the check-ins be done so that it becomes effective, but also do not frustrate or irritate the employee that my manager or my leader is probing me a lot to take out information from me?
Yeah. I think that's a really great question, because overdoing it will lead to micromanagement. And none of us want to get in the trap of micromanagement. But at the same time, just not connecting will lead to a place where you're really not, you anyways are just talking to the screen the whole time, but you really don't feel connected with your employees. Right. So I would say, I don't know if I can give a formula to it, but I would really put it like this. It really depends on the situation and what you're working on and what's the personal situation. Let me give you an example. One of my colleagues was not doing well last week, and so I felt that it's important for me to connect with her every day. Of course, there were minor check-ins and about work. She was still working. She was not feeling well, but she was okay enough to work, and she wanted to keep it like that. She wanted to be engaged throughout the day. She didn't want to go on leave. And she was okay to work as per her doctor. But, I sort of made sure that I called her morning, evening, just to check on her, how she is. And maybe, from a non-work perspective, from a work perspective, yeah. So from a non-work perspective, but from a work perspective, I believe in very scheduled weekly. For me, weekly. Sometimes, of course, it can't be scheduled and you need something urgently and you sort of just ask for that. But, I believed in very structured, scheduled review mechanism, because then, everything is prepared before the meeting and people come prepared as to what needs to get discussed, what's the review, etc. Otherwise, it becomes extremely disorganized. Of course, you have to do check-ins when you have to on certain urgent things, but I do believe in at least once a week formal review mechanism.
Right. Absolutely. So there, as you mentioned, like everything depends on the situation of the the working situation, and as well as, it also depends on the culture of the organization, like how much they are allowing it, or the check-ins part. So, the next thing which I would like to ask you is, how important in this scenario do you think is formalizing the entire feedback process as well as the check-in process? As you mentioned that you believe in a very structured way, but there are not many like organizations who are still not on board with that idea, right? So I would like to know that what is the importance that it holds in terms of formalizing the entire process?
No, I think it's extremely important in formalizing it. Otherwise, you are not prepared for the meeting. The person you are having a meeting with are not prepared. So more than ever before, it's important to formalize a review mechanism, important to formalize feedback sessions, important to formalize these sections. Gone are the days that you can just do an annual appraisal and once a year feedback.
Right.
It's very important to have regular feedback sessions. I believe in feedback here and now.
Right.
And I think, yeah, it needs to be here and now. I mean, you can't even today wait for the next week to happen for feedback. Give it here and now so that the employee is able to absorb it and move on from there, take the learnings and move on. So I think putting timelines, calendars, structures, schedules only helps you plan it better. There needs to be soft check-ins throughout the day that you can do with your team members, and as HR it's important to just keep checking on people, your employees.
Right.
So one section is of course your own employees who report to you, the other is of course the larger employee section. And I believe in a lot of conversations as, sort of just press the, video and start chatting with them. Of course, if they're busy, then, and maybe early in the morning or later in the evening, just chat with 1 or 2 employees every day and get to know what's happening, how is everything. But otherwise, it's very important to have a structure in all the aspects, whether it's feedback, whether it's, whether it's reviews, any of these areas, it's important to have a structure around.
Right, absolutely. And I really liked your point where you said, giving the employees a space as well. When they are busy, you are not forcing them to actually come to the meeting and tell you, like, chat with you, because that is something which will bother them. Like, it will create a negative impact, right?
Yeah.
So, yes.
Right.
So,
absolutely.
Yeah. So Nidhi, the next thing which I would like to ask you is that, as the managers and the employees are now away from each other, so if there is no proper goal orientation, so the employees will feel lost and, they will not be able to prioritize their work. So how, if they share some tips with us so that this goal orientation can be done in a proper way so that the employee doesn't feel lost in the process.
Goals are very important and they need to be written and reviewed every month, not even 3 months.
Right.
And the way to do a goal orientation, there is only one way to do goal orientation. This is one thing that needs to be driven top down. If my manager doesn't have goals, I will never have goals. Right. If my CEO doesn't have goals, I will not have goals. If other people don't have goals, I'll not have goals. So it's very important for people at senior leadership positions to first realize the importance of goals. And this is a very top-down aspect, Deepanita. People at senior leaders have to walk the talk on making sure that they articulate the importance of goals. It can't just be an HR agenda. Yeah. And then communicate that why these goals are important, why monthly reviews are important, why, because today more than any day, any other time, it's important to review goals at periodic intervals because things are changing so fast. Everything is so dynamic.
Right.
Everything is so dynamic. I mean, this month things are looking okay. Next month something else comes up. It's not a normal world we are living in anymore. And it has impacted business in its own spikes and lows and ups and downs and everything,
Right.
So it's very important to review goals at regular intervals, set goals, leaders walk the talk on the goals. They set their goals first and make sure there is a percolation impact effect. Those aspects are very, very important in today's time.
As you mentioned, this also plays a very important role to for the employees to understand what goals to prioritize at the moment and what not to. If it comes from the top down, as you mentioned, then they will be able to understand what to do on an immediate basis and what they can do on a later on basis, right? So the last thing, Nidhi, which I would like to ask you is, in this scenario, the organization's involvement is much more for motivating the employees to work, So what are the, the key questions that an organization should ask their employee to get, the honest feedback about them, about itself, about the organization itself?
I think just keep checking in various ways of how am I doing?
Okay.
How am I doing as an organization? Are my managers taking interest in your development? Are you getting candid communication from the leadership? Is the infrastructure for work from home appropriate for you? Are you getting your infrastructure in place? Those things also matter a lot to employees. You know, if they're getting their laptops after 15 days and they're, they don't sort of have a proper infrastructure, because let's be honest, we have been sitting and trying to manage work from home for last 1.5 years now. They don't have a proper chair, table. It's just not appropriate, now, So I think check-ins on very, very basic questions on employee well-being, employee health, communication, fairness and rewards, feedback, how managers are looking at them. Important to have skip levels, making sure that there are skip levels at regular intervals. Those are the kinds of things that become very, very important to keep checking in for employees. Very, very important.
Absolutely agree with you. So thank you so much, Nidhi, for giving your time and participating in the Top Talk discussion with me. The insights which you shared, making the feedback process continuous, bringing in the human elements into it, setting the goals from the top down so that the employees know how to prioritize it, and bringing in the candidness in the conversation and communicate endlessly is something which all the organizations right now must focus on. So thank you so much for the insights. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you. It was a pleasure speaking with you as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nidhi.